Greetings, everybody. Welcome. We're in Hannover in the Schneider Electric booth with the Chief AI Officer, Philippe Rambach. Welcome.
Thank you.
So, sustainability is definitely the main theme of the show, but also AI cannot walk one step without it. So, maybe talk a little bit about how companies can lower their environmental impact and also become more efficient and productive, leveraging AI, perhaps.
Yeah, that's amazing. I mean, most of the time when people think about AI and environment, they think it, I would say, in a bad way. Like AI use resources, data centers use energy, and so on. On one side, this is obviously true. However, we in Schneider, we believe that AI can actually contribute very strongly to the sustainability efforts of our customers, our own sustainability efforts, and generally speaking, help the world be more sustainable. And what I would say is AI will help mostly around three pillars. The first one is AI will help to use less energy for the same outcome, what we call reduce.
Right.
Which means that if you use AI to optimize, you're going to be able to use less energy to heat a building, less energy to produce a ton of glass, less energy. And even if you burn gas or oil, of course, if you use less energy for the same outcome, you impact less the planet, you generate less carbon. And AI here will play a critical role because customers have accumulated enough data to now use AI to optimize their processes in a much better way. So first pillar is reduce. The second one is, it's good of course to reduce your energy consumption, but if you really want truly to decarbonize, the only way is to move to electricity. Because that's the only energy, as you know, that can be fully decarbonized. And moving to electricity is not that easy. Especially that if the electricity you produce is produced by burning oil or gas, you're back to square one. You have made no progress. So the key point is to have green electricity, which means that first the grid becomes more complicated with EVs, green solar panel, wind generators, and for that you will need AI to optimize it. But even more important, and I'm doing the same mistake, when people think about electricity and green electricity, they always think supply. Replace coal power station by solar panels. When actually, of course that's important, and that's even critical, but we can do a lot on the demand side and use less energy, and even more important, avoid the peak of demand, because usually electricity is carbonated when there is a peak of demand. So if you can use AI to reduce your average demand, and I will take an example. Let's say you are a data center or a factory, you decide to be more green, and you invest in solar panels to at least partially power your processes. That's nice, and if you use the power produced by that, it's good already, it's green power. But probably you can do better, because maybe when you use your solar panel, the sun is shining for everybody, and the power in the grid is very green and very cheap. Maybe tomorrow, you will need a lot of electricity, and what will come from the grid will be carbonated and expensive. So maybe instead of using today, you'd better store it, or sell it to the grid, or buy from the grid. And here AI plays a key role to forecast your consumption, forecast your demand, and then use that to optimize your choices. In our solution, every 15 minutes, we'll have an automatic decision of should I use what I produce, should I buy, should I sell. But I'm speaking too long. That's what.
Right. Yeah. So just to wrap up, I hear optimizing energy, I hear decarbonization, the role of AI plays there. So maybe expand a little bit on, you've touched on energy transition, expand about what's the role in AI transition, in the energy transition, particularly in clean energy sources.
Very clear. So there are different things. I would say, coming back to my two pillars, we see coming more and more what we call prosumer, which means that on the grid we see more and more people which are both producing electricity or energy and also using electricity. Typically, again, a building with solar panels, a factory with wind generation and maybe hydrogen generation, etc., etc. And those people will need to optimize. They will always be connected to the grid, but they will need to optimize the share of green electricity and optimize their carbon footprint. And not coming back again on what I was saying, but we have solution to forecast and optimize that. Right. So that's one thing. The other thing where AI will play a very strong role in this transition to electricity and in this new energy landscape is there are a lot of barriers to entries. There's a lot of issues to be solved to enable the deployment at scale of those solutions that will reduce the energy need, that will help to move to green energy. I will take a few examples. And here again, AI will help. Something we've done, for example, in California. Strong push from the government to install solar panels on top of the roofs of individual housing, which is great, of course. But the first step to do that is you need to get an electrician to come to your home to look at your electrical installation and say if it can be done or not. And guess what? There are not enough electricians in California, and that is slowing down the deployment. We made an AI tool where by yourself, you open your electrical panel, take a picture, and you have the answer of yes, I can do it, I cannot do it. So that's one example where AI will remove barriers to adoption of these solutions because of lack of people, because of lack of engineering. Another example which is very suitable for Hannover Messe, of course, it's good to have AI solutions to optimize, but they bring value only if you have automation because they need to act on your process. Today, as an industry, we don't have enough engineers to do all the automation we need. We are showing today something on which we work, which is called Automation Copilot, which is helping engineers to write PLC coding, PLC software, faster, better, higher quality, and by enabling more automation, then we will be able to leverage more AI. So that's another barrier to entry where AI can actually help the deployment of AI.
With the skills gap, yeah. So I'll get back on the skills gap a little bit and what else you can do there. But maybe just to wrap up, sounds like AI or the energy transition will not happen without AI. So you need to have that. Maybe talk about how you build that skill set, right? We were talking about earlier, like how this role you have within Schneider, it's within the 3 years, and yet you already have over 350 engineers or AI specialists. What's the mindset that you need to grow and engineer? What sort of resources you recommend for folks to get on this journey?
The first thing I would start is to say, don't look too much at technology. Look at what are your needs. Right. What do you need to achieve? What are your business problems? Where are you not efficient? And then let's see if AI can help. Never start from technology because you can do so many things, you're going to get lost. So that's the first thing. Start from the business case, start from the need, always, and look for the most simple solution.
Sure.
Then the second thing is, if you go into the adventure of AI, you need both AI knowledge and domain knowledge. AI without domain knowledge doesn't work, and it's difficult to hire people with both AI and domain knowledge. So you need to think out in your organization how you get organized to merge domain knowledge with AI knowledge. On our side, the answer was to create agile teams combining AI specialists with domain specialists able to deliver the full solution.
Got it.
And the last one is pay attention to not fall into the risk of making many pilots, demonstration, proof of concepts, and never going at scale, never going in production. It's relatively easy in AI to develop pilots, demos, more difficult to be at scale. And if from day one you don't think I want to be at scale, you're going to make plenty of demonstration, plenty of fun stuff, lots of press release, but not really impacting neither the planet nor your business. So the three things I would say is business case, business case, business case. Find a way in your company to merge AI knowledge with domain knowledge, and always be focused on I want to deploy your solution at scale. My end game is not to make a pilot.
Right, so now you've touched on some examples earlier on how companies did it, and we also witnessed yesterday several large companies, how they're extracting billions of dollars over the course of several years. Maybe any example on small to mid-sized companies that you may have use cases, or perhaps as they are thinking about this, what advice would you give them?
I would say first, not everyone needs to develop AI solution.
Right.
So without overselling Schneider, but if you're looking for solution to optimize your energy, don't do it yourself, buy it on the shelf. Look at what exists. Sure. We and other companies have solutions that if you're a medium company, you want to go again to be more green and optimize your energy, there are solutions that you can buy. So don't always jump into I do it myself. Look at what exists. The second thing is really choose the first one based on business value feasibility and start with the low-hanging fruits as always. Don't start the most complicated. And my last advice would be AI is fascinating, but never forget that if you want to extract the value, it's a transformation. Like any other transformation, and it follows the same rules. You need to take care of adoption. Right. You need to take care of training. You need to take care of deployment. AI is not magic, and you'll have to do all of that also.
Got it. Thank you, Philippe, for your time. Maybe one last question as we wrap up. What keeps you up at night as the Chief AI Officer?
That's a good question. I would say two things keep me awake at night a bit is how fast the technology is moving and at what time do you need to jump in the train and how long should you look at it and say, hey, it's the right time for me. That's the one thing. And the second thing, which is always at the top of my mind, staying to what I've said before. Right. Focus on business case, focus on value. And there is so much new things coming in AI that it's extremely easy to fall back into, oh, tech looks fun, what can I do with that?
Right.
And I can tell you that when GenAI came, I kicked off people of my office coming to me saying, hey Philippe, what can I do with GenAI? Always asking them, what is your business problem? What are your difficulties? Let's see together if AI and GenAI can solve it. But that's a discipline. So that keeps me awake at night with never fall into, I make a beautiful demonstration which is really, really fun, but I'm here to develop and bring value and business at scale.
Thank you for that. And if you're in the audience and looking to extract more value or get on the train, feel free to leverage the hashtag you see on the screen, ask Philippe or his team, or stop here in the booth. There's plenty of experts to answer your questions. We'll bring them back later. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.